Here, this is Lord Potato, and this is what if Naruto was Quicksilver. Now, let me mention something. Is this part 3 from the part 1 and 2? No, I'm gonna redo this and actually make it into a movie A or one shot, whatever. However long this video should be at is either like 20 minutes. If it's 20 to 30 or like 20-30 minutes, it will be what's called one shot. If it's like at least to 50 to 1 hour, it's going to be a movie. But other than that, let me begin into this what if and let me shut up, okay? Now, I know what you're all wondering. Wait, why didn't you just do part 3 of the redo? I mean, not redo, from what's it called, part 1 and 2. If you like part 1 and 2 for like the series and all that, well, I didn't because, I don't know, I just didn't feel like doing those parts. So, of course, instead of me like actually not feeling like doing this parts for like part 1 and 2 and do part 3 for this, I'm just gonna redo it and actually do what I actually wanted to do instead of the what the fuck I ever did for part 1 and 2. Yeah, I didn't rewatch them. I just didn't feel like it. I can remember some parts of what I did. Yeah, no, I think I just fucked it up. I don't know what the fuck I was on at that time, but whatever. But what I am going to do, part 4 of what if, what's it called? I am going to do what if Naruto had a special ability. Part 4. Probably tomorrow, if I have time. I don't know if I'm gonna have time. I'm gonna be fucking working the whole fucking week, but yeah, it's going to be a fucking drag, but yeah. But, let me shut up after that, and let me just get into the what if, and let me just shut the fuck up. But yeah. So, we go into, well, I should also mention one thing. Since I haven't really been doing Naruto what ifs, and mostly Shenrai and Asta what ifs, I'm going to kind of take a kind of like moment to pause to do what's it called, the what if, because you see here, I haven't been doing them for at least 1 good month. So yeah, and I know some fuckers gonna be like, why didn't you do this Naruto what if or that Naruto what if? Shut the fuck up. Bitch, it's my fucking channel, I get to do whichever fucking what if I want to do. Now shut the fuck up, okay? Someone was complaining about when am I gonna go do Naruto what ifs. Well, guess what? I'm doing it right the fuck now. Now shut the fuck up. Okay. After that introduction, let me get into this what if, okay? So, we go into Naruto Uzumaki. Well, we first begin into, well, the children of Kushina Uzumaki and, what's called Minato Uzumaki. Not Minato Uzumaki. Minato Namikaze. Minato Namikaze is supposed to be the fastest man in this world. The second person that rivals him to be the fastest man is, well, the Raikage. Now, there is children that Kushina and, well, Minato had. Now, Kushina had, well, 2 children. They had blonde, well, one of them had kind of blondish hair. The other one had reddish hair. One had blue eyes. Well, both of them had blue eyes. And of course, one of them had whisker marks and the other one had also whisker marks. Of course, this is where, well, one was named Menma Uzumaki and another one was called Minto Uzumaki. Now, you're wondering, wait, where's Naruto going to be? Well, you see here, the second fastest man of what's called, the second fastest man of this world had actually a child. The Raikage had a child with someone that was from the Uzumaki clan. You see here, the Raikage, he didn't really approve of his father, the fact that he kind of destroyed the Uzumaki clan and all that. The Raikage didn't really approve of that. Instead, he kind of like secretly just decided to rescue some of the Uzumakis from destruction by ignoring his like father's command and having like a little bit of revolution, rebels of like some people kind of helping them. But yeah, so of course this is where the Raikage kind of fell in love with one Uzumaki that was, well, was it called, she was somewhat of a princess from the Uzumaki before the destruction. So yeah, so of course Raikage not his like father the other one with the like long blonde hair and all that, no, he wasn't also with the lightning pattern. No, that wasn't the one. It was the one with what's it called, mostly he had the like, what's it called, rings on his like, what's it called, hand and all that, or bracelets or whatever. But yeah, I'm talking about that Raikage 8. Of course, he did fight against Minato and Mikaze, and Minato showed how fast he was against the Raikage. Raikage was very angry that he isn't as fast as his like father, and he got shown up by a blonde-haired skinny fucker. So yeah, that's what the Raikage's words will be. So yeah, of course, where well the Uzumaki kind of was smiling with the Raikage. Of course, they kind of well, got along pretty good with each other. And of course, I should mention one thing. This Uzumaki doesn't have reddish hair. She actually had white hair, and she was actually a little bit banished from her Uzumaki family. You see here, Uzumakis had two types of hair color. One was red, very brightish red color, and a bunch of people loved the color of that. And the other one was a mutated color, white. So a bunch of Uzumakis kind of got saved by the Raikage, was a bunch of Uzumakis with white hair. White hair and even blue hair. They were just mutated colors into the Uzumaki clan. So of course, this girl with whitish hair, she kind of fell in love with the Raikage. Of course, this is where, well, she was at the same age as the Raikage. And this is where, if I can remember right, what age was he? Fuck. So the Raikage A was, I'm gonna say 29, while the Uzumaki was 28. But of course, this is where, they had a child together. And of course, this child was kind of a lightish and darkish skin. But of course, he was like a mix, like a little bit of like Mexican color. Okay, let's just say Mexican color. So of course, it worked. Well, he had, well, silver eyes, I should mention, and silver hair. Like silverish hair. Like, he didn't actually have what's called the same genes of either having blonde hair or even white hair like his mother or father. Of course, his hair was silver color. His eyes were silver also. Of course, I should mention one thing. When he was born, the doctors from the, what's it called, the Cloud Village were shocked to even feel a lightning coursing through this kid's body. Natural white lightning was coursing through this kid's body. Now, of course, this is where when the Raikage was so happy to finally have a child. He was shocked to believe that this kid has natural white lightning. And of course, this is where, well, he got a sign of the fact that, well, this kid was going to be a strong, fast kid. He probably would be faster than him. But he wasn't caring that much about his pride. Of course, he was thinking of a name to actually name him. He was like, what should I name him? Quick? No. His hair is white. It's similar to silver. Quicksilver. This is where the Uzumaki kind of says, why can't we just name him Naruto? This is where the Raikage says, do you want to name them Naruto? This is where, well, the Uzumaki says, maybe another name. So the mother of, what's it called, this child is named Yuki Uzumaki. And of course, this is where, well, Yuki kind of thinks of naming him Naruto. But this is where, well, the Raikage wanted to name him Sigin. Meaning, what's it called? Let me say it again. Sigin. So, of course, Sigin just means Quicksilver in what's it called Japanese. But yeah, this is where, well, Yuki kind of thought of not really arguing with the Raikage. They really had a great bonding together. So, of course, this is where, well, they really never argued that much. So, of course, this is where the Raikage wanted to name him Sigin. And this is where, well, Yuki wanted to name him, well, what's it called? Well, Naruto. She mostly thought of that after kind of reading a book about the Gutsy Ninja from Jiraiya. This is where, well, that was the only book she liked from, what's it called, the ninja called, well, the legendary Sanin Jiraiya. So, yeah, this is where, well, what's it called, well, the Raikage didn't really want to argue, and this is where, well, some people were already there for, what's it called, to celebrate the kids, well, the new kind of child, or kind of like child, or probably the new Raikage when he becomes of age. Of course, it worked. Well, I should mention one thing. Killer B was already there, kind of rapping, saying, "So, my boy, my what's it called, big bro, the Raikage has a kid out here. He about to be quick as Quicksilver. He's going to be better than the 4 Hokage. He's going to show everyone that he's the quickest out here. Whatever, I can't really rap. I'm trying to, but I keep fucking up words. But whatever. This is what. Well, the Raikage punches him in the head after getting annoyed. But yeah, this is what. Well, Amoe is there. Well, not Amoe. Yeah, not Amoe. Mostly Darui and also CR there, kind of seeing this. They're right now sighing against what's it called? Killer Beast rap. And this is where, well, Yujito is there. And this is where Yujito is saying, so cute, the kid. This is where, well, the Raikage is smiling, thinking that his kid is the most adorable kid out there, but also, how should I say, an extremely powerful kid. So, of course, this is where, well, the child is named Naruto Uzumaki. Even though, well, A didn't really want to name him A, again, like his what's called, like, the fucking other, like, 3 different Raikage's names and all that. So, of course, he just decided to name, let what's it called, Yuki name him what she wanted. So, of course, she thought of naming him Naruto until she didn't thought of this. This is where, she, instead of naming him Naruto, which, yes, Naruto's name is still going to be Naruto, but his name is going to be, Seeking, not Seeking, no. So, of course, this is where she decides to name him Pierto. Of course, this is where Pierto only came to her head when, So, of course, this kid is going to be named Pierto Uzumaki. Now, if you don't know about Pierto is basically just the name of Quicksilver's actual real name. So, yeah. So, of course, Naruto is born, and of course, this is where 4 years pass. But, of course, another child was born. This time, not another child, mostly, what's it called? Well, no. You know what? I'm just gonna make Naruto an only child. I was going to thinking of giving him a twin sibling, like Wanda, because yes, Pierto and Wanda are basically twins. If you really didn't know about that, and what's called Marvel, but yeah. But instead, I'm just gonna make Naruto so it can be easier in my head. But yeah. So of course, this is where Pierto, also known as Naruto, as a nickname for. Just because he eats a lot of ramen, similar with Yuki. So yeah, mostly Yuki kind of eats a lot of ramen when, even though Naruto's 4 years old. But of course, this is where, the Raikage, anyone in the village, anyone else in the village, and like even ninjas, ambus, and even what's called anyone in the village, even what's called Yuki and the Raikage, you notice one thing. Naruto is extremely fast for being a 4-year-old. He can be, just very fast and very, energetic a lot. This is where, he's more energetic than normal kids. He's extremely fast for being a 4-year-old, and of course, does jump around and run a lot, but of course, listens to his, mother more than mostly his father. But yeah. But of course, the Raikage doesn't, bother with that much. But of course, this is where, the Raikage does see his child anytime, Naruto shows up at the Raikage office. This is where, the Raikage usually just not piss people off, mostly tell people to piss off when he's actually meeting up with his child, and not dealing with village bullshit, whatever, right now. He really wants to meet up with his child most of the time. That is also known, his child is named Pierto. Also known as aka Naruto, the ramen eater. Yeah, Naruto just eats a lot of ramen. But yeah, of course, since Naruto is very energetic and very fast for his normal age, for being a 4-year-old, it's extremely shocking for normal people. And when doctors kind of see Naruto's system body, it looks like when Naruto eats ramen, he needs to consume a lot of ramen or food in just a bunch of ounces and all that, just to keep up with his fast ability. So of course they didn't really know what to call this Kekkei because it's a mixture between the Uzumaki and the Raikage's genes. But of course Yuki didn't really have anything special about her, anything special about her. Mostly she did have the Uzumaki genes, being very hyperactive and all that, very energetic. The only thing that's mutated about her was her hair, her whitish snowy hair. I should also mention one thing. She actually did have another thing that was kind of different from the others. she had a mutated Kekkei. Instead of having green or golden chains, her chains were actually like snow white. Of course, anytime any person touches these chains or even get pierced by these chains, they are frozen. Yeah, her chains are very, very deadly half the damn time. It was like it's like if she's kind of a mixture of what's it called a Yuki and mostly having the Hydroton and having the Uzumaki genes. But she's not really from what's it called that lineage of the Hydroton. It's just a mutation she had it. This is where some of the other Uzumakis that has white hair doesn't actually have the similar like snowy white hair. They have a little bit of a darkish whitish hair, mostly like grayish or something, or just normal white hair, and it doesn't have a special gene. Mostly Yuki was the only one that was special about herself. She was outcast, but the other white Uzumakis didn't really outcast her at all. Some of the white Uzumaki hair were mostly just turned at their Pacific age, either because they were getting too old or whatever. But yeah, of course, Yuki is a very like shy type of person, but at the same time can be a very stern person, a very cold person at the same time, and she can definitely make the Raikage bow down to his knees if she ever gets extremely pissed. Now, of course, she's very happy to have a child like Naruto, who's mostly what's it called petrol, who's very very flashy for what's it called being a child. So, of course, even though Naruto didn't get the genes of what's it called the ice genes of what's it called Yuki, but did kind of get the Raikage genes, but also got the mutated genes from what's it called Yuki. So when the doctors was kind of seeing this, they realized that the Raikage and the mutated genes kind of mix up with what's called Naruto. Giving him a Kekkei, yes, it gave him a Kekkei. But this Kekkei is to be really fast without using chakra. He's just really fast and just normal general. He's hyperactive because of the Uzumaki genes. Yes, that's still a thing. But of course, they don't really know what to call it. So of course, this is where they were thinking of calling it something until the Raikage says, you know what, Quicksilver. This is where they say Quicksilver, but why? This is where the Raikage says because that was the first name I wanted to name him, but that didn't work. So let's call the name Quicksilver. The Kekkei Quicksilver. This is where they understand and they just write it on Naruto's name. Being what's called Petro Uzum Petro fucking sakes. Wait. Pietro Uzumaki, what's it called? Uzumaki. Kekkei Quicksilver. Being really fast and almost as fast as his father. But when his father does kind of like activate the lightning cloak, he actually wanted to teach Naruto this, but realized he's still too young. And Yuki kind of says no to it. But yeah. But of course, we go into a time skip of Naruto becoming at the age of 6 years old. This is where Naruto was really wanting to learn how to go into that lightning cloak armor, just like his father. This is where the Raikage was very excited to know that his son wanted to learn something like this. Now, of course, this is where Naruto already met his aunts and uncles and all that. Meaning, he met Yujuto, he met what's called C. Darwery, and even what's called, Killer B, who usually wraps around Naruto, and Naruto kind of gets a headache most of the time. And this is where, Yuki always has this cold, murderous glare that can actually freeze people when she actually gets this cold, murderous glare. Like, you know how if looks can kill, you know that what's called saying and all that, if looks can kill, a lot of people will mostly be dead and all that? Well, she actually does have an ability where her look can actually freeze people's souls. Well, mostly freeze the air around them. It's where, it's just specialized to her what's called mutated genes. So, of course, her what's called Kekkei, instead of just being called the Uzumaki chain Kekkei or anything, it's just called Snow Kekkei. Well, Snowy Ice Queen Kekkei. So yeah, That's what she's mostly called, but yeah. And of course, this is where, well, Naruto mostly runs to his mother after kind of listening to Killer Bee's kind of rap most of the time. So of course, this is where, well, Yuki would have murdered Killer Bee, but of course, this is where instead of, well, Killer Bee getting killed by Yuki, he gets Iron Claw to the head by the Raikage. So yeah, that's where, well, Killer Bee is saddened that his nephew doesn't want to like learn any rap songs with him, but yeah, that ain't happening because Yuki will always stop him. But yeah, this is what, oh, we go into a 6-year-old Naruto right now learning, well, how to go into the lightning cloak armor, just like his father. Now, of course, this is where, well, instead of Naruto going into, well, lightning cloak, like bluish lightning cloak and all that, he actually accidentally activated something new about his Kekkei. That is called slow time. It's kind of a ability that allows him to kind of slow down time. Well, not really slow down time. It's mostly he goes extremely fast, where the point that everything just looks extremely slow to him. This is what, well, he accidentally did that, and of course, this is what, well, he thought that the his father was going a little bit too slow for his liking. So of course, this is where he tries to just push the Raikage, but really couldn't because he's still 6 years old. Of course, it was amazing to find out that he's able to go an extremely fast speed that the Raikage kind of found out after a while. After finding out that was called, Naruto actually went to the ramen place and then came back with a huge bowl of ramen, which confused him because he didn't left his eyes from Naruto, but Naruto just went super fast, which was shocking to him, well, the Raikage, about Naruto's newfound ability. So of course, well, we go into a time skip of Naruto being, well, 12 years old, mostly 6 years past. And of course, Naruto has been in the academy for a couple of what's called years, mostly when he was what's called 7. He kind of like got into the academy. So when he was 7, when he like transformed 7, he kind of just went into academy, and of course met a lot of people who are a little bit who are older than him, or some people who are not older than him, and actually the same age. He met a girl with blonde hair and of course, what kind of like palish white skin and bluish eyes. Her name is what was it called? Well, let me remember. Now, of course, her name is Samoe, and of course, she always had this cold glare against, well, anyone, but of course was friendly against Naruto. Well, the reason why she was friendly against Naruto was always kind and nice to her. Now, of course, as a friend, Naruto always just like met friends like Samoe, and even met up with what's called someone named Amoe and even Karu. And of course, well, Naruto kind of like always just compliment anyone that was kind of nice. He also sometimes uses the abilities when he gets really annoyed. And so, of course, a bully was mostly bullying, let me say it again. Mostly some bullies were bullying, what's called this girl who was able to use genjutsu, but not that, what's called, well, very great, but of course, a lot of people just bully her because it was kind of freaky. This is why, well, Naruto got annoyed and of course uses his speed, Kekkei, known as Quicksilver, to slow down time and kind of wedgie these 3 dudes to the fucking sky. Mostly just like gave them a super mega wedgie. This is why, well, Naruto kind of just like picked the girl up and kind of carry her away from the 3 dumbasses. And of course, this is where he kind of let go of time. Mostly he stopped using his ability. This is where the 3 dudes kind of like felt their what's called underworlds kind of just go from the goddamn moon to the sky or whatever. But whatever. Of course, this is where, well, or not moon, mostly from the ground to the sky. Of course, this is where, this girl was confused, but of course she was friendly against Naruto because, well, Naruto kind of saved her from any kind of potential bullying or anything, or any traumatic, well, bullshit. So, of course, this is where, well, Naruto was happy to know that she was okay, but yeah. So, of course, this is where, well, of course, this is where we fast forward into kind of like getting the headbands of, well, the cloud symbol. Of course, this is where Naruto easily passes, because even though he has large amount of chakra, it's truly easy for him to control it when he can kind of slow down time and kind of figure out how to control it way easier. Of course, since he has large amount of chakra, he also made lightning clones just to, well, not lightning clones, mostly shadow clones to actually figure this out. So yeah, this is where he doesn't know about the forbidden technique, the multi-shadow clone jutsu, but he knows the basic just clone jutsu. But yeah, almost anyone knows it. So yeah, this is where, well, Naruto kind of just made that, and of course this is where, well, he's able to figure out his chakra and also techniques very easily. He's also extremely smart, but sometimes just acts kind of lazy and doesn't really care that much. But yeah. But of course, as I mentioned, what Naruto's height is. Naruto is a height of, well, 5'3". So yeah, Naruto's pretty taller than half the other kids. But yeah, this is where, well, Naruto has worked out with his father just because he wants to get strong, just like the right Kage is, mostly his father. So he can definitely protect the village. Yes, Naruto kind of does have the same dream in protecting the village, but also protecting his family, like his mother, his father, his uncle, and his aunt, and yeah, and also his friends. But yeah, of course, well, we go into Naruto, kind of just like right now, just having the headband of the Cloud Village, and of course, well, they're kind of like, well, mostly his friends would call Samui, Karui, Amoi, what's it called? Also, another person that's able to kind of, what's it called? What's it called? So, another, well, his friend that's, what's it called? Can do Genjutsu, the girl and all that. Her name was Ren. And of course, this is where he had another friend that was able to, well, mostly kind of have like Nunji's personality of kind of like seeing fate and all that bullshit. But yeah, he had other friends. But this is where, well, I'm just gonna mention those people. This is where, well, Naruto's laying down on a tree, mostly on the ground, and of course sleeping. So yeah, somebody kind of told Naruto to wake up because, well, tomorrow's going to be the big day, and they're all hoping to be on teams together and all that. And so where, well, Naruto says that is true. Well, good luck with everyone being on their own team because I'm definitely gonna be on a team by myself. Naruto kind of acts a little bit arrogant just to kind of make everyone's life a little bit, well, happier. But yeah, just so some people can actually make fun of him and saying, "Yeah, right, you fucking bastard." But yeah, of course, this is where all of them realize that Naruto is doing this shit again to kind of be arrogant. And this is where all of them complain. So like, yeah, right, you asshole, you ain't gonna be that fucking strong. You might be strong, but you ain't that strong. Naruto says, of course I am that strong. Because guess what? I'm the fastest out here. I might not be fast like my father or even fast like the yellow flash bastard. But I am fast. And one day I will be named after my Kenkai, Quicksilver. This is where all of them says, yeah, right. So of course this is where, well, we go to the next day, and of course this is where Naruto is put on a team with Samui and even what's called Rin. And this is where, well, what's it called, Amoi and what's called Karu kind of has the kind of arrogant bastard, or mostly thinking of about destiny. And his name is what's it called, well, his name is Lyran, and of course the word Lyran says, well, Destiny will definitely show that we're the strongest team out here. This is where both Karu and even Amoi says, God damn it. This is where, well, they're sad in the fact that they don't have Naruto or even Samu or even Rin, because they're way nicer. And of course, Naruto, he usually gets emoting, very emoting, what's it called? God damn it. Emoting, motivation speeches to kind of like help people kind of just train harder and try to become stronger. But yeah, but of course, well, Naruto Sensei was a called none other than someone named C. Of course, where C was kind of a sensor ninja that also kind of had a medical, what's called healing and all that. That's where, he was on the team for Naruto, and of course, where, we go into a time skip of, 6 months. Yeah, 6 months into the Chunin exams. Well, the Chunin exams is held in the Leaf Village. Now, I should mention one thing. The Festus was called, the Yellow Flash was killed by the Ninetales, and of course, Kushina was also killed. Meaning that was called Menma and was called Mento, where was called, just having the Ninetales in them. But of course, we go into Naruto. Naruto, Uzumaki, also known as, his actual name, Pedro Uzumaki. And so, Naruto has did so many, ranked missions by himself. Like, his ability to kind of use Quicksilver is overpowered as hell. Of course, he needs the amount of proteins and other things to keep up with speed, but that doesn't really matter when he has done over so many S, A, B, C, and D rank missions, and I mean a lot of them. By himself most of the time, but yeah. Of course, he also defeated an S rank ninja named what's called Hidan by kind of just dragging him around the four great nations. I mean, not four, five great nations, even on the water. By mostly cutting his head when they were getting to the water and throwing his head into the water and throwing his body somewhere else. But yeah. So Naruto just found out the weakness of Hidan's and easily destroy him. But yeah. But of course, we go into the what's it called, the Death Force and other things. Of course, Naruto's extremely smart about the what's called written test, and of course easily just writes all the shit, but whatever. Of course, we go into the Death Force, and Naruto, he already found 4 teams and easily knocked them out and took the scrolls. But yeah, of course, found what's it called Karin and what's called Amoe, and even what's called Lyran right now, kind of also getting a scroll, and of course they get to what's it called, their the tower and all that. Of course, they kind of summon out their senseis, and of course she kind of smiles and gets really proud about the fact how strong all of them are. And so Rin and Samui can work really good together because of their special abilities. Samui has a very high infinity of lightning. Unlike Naruto, who has also very high infinity to lightning, his lightning is actually white, while Samui's lightning is actually a very lightish blue color. So of course, Rin's she doesn't really have lightning or any chakra element based attacks. It's mostly genjutsu that she's really good at, but yeah. Of course, we go into a time skip of the fight between what's called, Naruto and what's called, Naruto and the Leaf Ninjas. Of course, Naruto went against the first kind of Leaf Ninja that was named what's it called, Menma Uzumaki. Well, not Menma, but yeah, Menma Uzumaki. Naruto easily took out Menma Uzumaki because Menma, he only knows the basic kind of techniques in original canon Naruto. So of course, this is where he easily got defeated by Naruto, who's an extremely genius person. Of course, this is where they all met Pedro Uzumaki, who's pretty much a strong, what's called Cloud Ninja. Of course, this is where some of the elder Cloud Ninjas managed to defeat the Leaf Ninjas pretty easily, but yeah. Of course, Sasuke still has that curse mark, but whatever. But we go into a time skip of the 1 month and after the 1 month. So of course, Naruto was just happy to get praised by his father about the what's called achievement of beating the shit out of a bunch of Leaf Ninjas and be able to get into the final. Of course, we go into a time skip about where the final Chunin exam is at. Naruto is going against Gaara. So after what's it called, Lyran and also what's it called, Neji were fighting. This is where they fought, and of course Lyran managed to came out, but of course all his chakra points from his right arm is closed out. So of course he had to give up. just to kind of like show that Destiny would have easily kicked his ass for the next round. But yeah, because he knows Naruto would easily win against Gaara. So of course, Naruto was fighting against Gaara, and of course, when Naruto was kind of like beating the shit out of Gaara and like kicking the shit out of him, this is where, well, an invasion kind of happens against the Leaf Village when Gaara was going monstrous and all that. But this is where something else happens. People with what's called the cloak figures actually appear that had what's called red clouds. Now Naruto met against these red clouds before because he met against Hidan, and of course he easily defeated Hidan. So of course he started fighting against what's called the Akatsuki. Now of course he can't really deal with all these Akatsuki, but of course it worked well. His father actually tried to help him, but of course it worked well. Before Naruto was able to kind of like stop an attack from hitting, well, what's it called, Samui? That someone was about to get hit by, well, one of the, well, not Samui, mostly Rin. This is where Naruto actually managed to stop an attack from one of the Akatsuki from hitting Rin. But this is where, well, when Naruto turns around, he sees Samui getting stabbed. Samui getting stabbed by, well, a masked man. This is where the masked man says, I see, so you're the one to defeat, what's it called? Well, Hidan. But that won't matter. I will get the 9 toes and other things. I see that the 9 toes, 8 toes, 7 toes, and even 1 toes is here. It's just a little bit closer to my goal. You won't defeat me, kid. You're still too weak. This is where, well, what Naruto saw was nothing but a silver flash. Here's where Obito was confused because when Naruto was just sitting there frozen. But yeah, this is where the Raikage tried to punch at, well, Obito, but Obito just got, well, mostly the attack just phases through him, but yeah. Of course, this is where, well, the attack just phases through, well, mostly Obito, and Obito says, what a perfect, this is where, well, lightning crackles off of, well, Naruto. White, silverlish lightning. His true awakening of his Kage has finally awoken. Seeing his best friend, his best friend that he actually really was mostly close to, his like best kind friend and other, who was he really close to, mostly Samui. This is where it's just he dying on the ground. This is where, well, Naruto's eyes become a silverlish color, like fully silverlish color, like silver crackling lightning is glowing, like crackling off his eyes. This is where Naruto's hair goes into silver, like fully silver. This is where, well, lightning like whitish silverish color started crackling around him, and this is where, well, he finally unlocked what's called lightning armor. But this is where, well, his speed just becomes a fucking just like the fastest man out here. This is where, well, he blitzes all the Akatsuki right now, taking them all out in an instant. This is where, well, Pain tries to even stop what's called, well, Naruto by sending almighty push, but this is where Naruto, he blitzes through it and punches the shit out of Pain, destroying him in an instant with a punch. This is where, well, he was just going extremely fast, and of course, the punch was just kind of being dragged around and easily destroying things. This is where, well, Naruto is at least going like Mach 20. He's going extremely fast for only being 12 years old. This is where he sees Obito, and Obito wasn't in Kamui because he was shocked. He actually just teleported up. But this is where, well, he didn't notice where Naruto was coming from, and this is where Naruto shoved his hand through Obito's heart and ripped it out. This is where Obito widened his eyes and realized that he was going to die. But this is where he needs to get away. He tries to use Kamui, but he wasn't fast enough. This is where his head is flying off of his body. Yeah, Naruto killed him. This is where, well, he found out the other base, well, mostly a base of where, what's it called, 2 Akatsuki members are at. Thanks to, well, the flow of frequencies of, like, how, what's called, the 6 Paths of Pains are doing. And this is where he finds Nagato, and Konan instantly destroys him. This is where, when he comes back to see his father, this is where C is actually healing in some way, and someone didn't get hurt in such a bad place. This is where someone says, Naruto. Or mostly she says, Petro. This is where Petro says, this is where he passes out. But this is where the Raikage just retreated back to the village. Until we go into a time skip of, well, A time skip of when Naruto becomes 16 years old. Well, 17 mostly. This is where, well, Naruto had to deal with, well, was called Sasuke. Because Sasuke was angry at the fact that Naruto killed his brother. And this is where Sasuke wanted his revenge. This is where Naruto, he already mastered his, what they call, silver, well, mostly called Quicksilver ability. So, of course, this is where, well, he goes into a lightning armor and easily destroys, what's it called, well, Sasuke's Susanoo armor by easily fading through the Susanoo and beating the shit out of, well, what's it called, Sasuke, killing him in an instant. That's why Menma even tries to go against him, but Naruto either kill him. And Mental, she didn't really attack him because, well, realized that going against the Cloud Village would be terrible. But yeah, this is where, well, the Leaf Village still wanted to start war with the Cloud Village, but this is where, well, Naruto easily destroys the Leaf Village in an instant. Because Naruto was called the Quicksilver of the war. Well, mostly they call him the god of speed because he was faster than Minato himself. And of course, this is where, well, no one really wants to fuck with him, but yeah. So, of course, we go into a time skip of, well, Naruto becoming the right Kage. And of course, well, Naruto didn't really need to do with anyone, but yeah. Just some people from the Leaf Village, but not much. He also had to kind of, like, deal with the Hokage. Well, 7 Hokage, also known as Mental Uzumaki. But yeah, of course Naruto had a kid with, well, Samui. And that kid had a mutation ability to kind of also, well, his name was what's called, well, not what's called, a boy. It was mostly a girl with orange hair. And she was able to kind of use like this magic or chakra base that was like red and all that. Her name was Wanda Uzumaki. Mostly that someone kind of gave her. It was mostly another mutation kid that was now having a different ability. But this is where I'm gonna leave it off. Yes, so I'm gonna guess this is probably a movie. So yeah, this is a movie of this what if, but whatever. Have a nice potato day, potato night, potato seed, potato. And guess why I went a little bit faster to kind of hurry this up? It's because I realized that I need to go to sleep for the next day, so I won't be that tired as, well, as I was today, but yeah. But other than that, have a nice potato day, potato night, potato seed, potato, and good night. Bye.